It's never good when you mix DARPA, big pharma, and public health emergencies. And we've got a situation just like that unfolding now. That's right. We're back on DARPA watch. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Zach, the WretchedWatchmen, bringing you a little bit of news. And as you know, I'm no stranger to talking about things with DARPA. I tend to always keep an eye on them, keep track of what's going on. I can't follow everything they do, obviously, but they tend to do a lot of very interesting things, a lot of very diabolical and evil things, and a lot of things that are really helping send us, really the world, straight into the Antichrist beast system. And so we're getting something else out of DARPA now that involves big pharma, it involves government services, it involves emergency situations, and everything in between. And you probably know where I'm going with this. Yes, it has to do with the 2020 stuff and possibly what's coming in 2024. Now, we're on a certain platform that does not like things to be discussed in this nature. So as we go through this, I'm going to be censoring myself a lot because there's a lot of things that I can't say. And no, I'm not a doctor. And everything that I'm showing you is coming straight from either a government website or straight from a healthcare website. So you guys will have to fill in some blanks on your own just because of where we're at, but I'm sure you'll be able to follow where I'm going with this. Now, the thing that I've always talked about is when everybody is on the same team, and I reference the judge, jury, and executioner, there's nothing fair to the public at that point. They hold all of the cards, the big brother and those who sit on the law, they hold all of the cards, and so they're able to, any decision that they make, it can get done. I've talked about this when it comes to things like the government decision making. I've talked about it when it comes to things like police and the court system, and the same thing applies when it comes to things like DARPA, healthcare, and emergency services, especially with what we're going to be talking about today. So when it comes to the approval process of healthcare things, when you have judge, jury, and executioner all on the same team, nothing's stopping it from getting it done. And this is exactly what's happening now with DARPA and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, along with the Emergency Response Division, teaming up for what they call Equip a Farm. And what it is it's a research project to demonstrate a real-time digital regulatory approval framework for multiple finished drug products. So this has to do with not only teaming up with the government and DARPA, as well as the response unit of the healthcare system, but this has to do with those who make the pharmaceuticals, as well as those who approve the pharmaceuticals for whatever their intended use. You have all of them on the same team, nothing stopping things from getting done. So let's head straight over to the website. This is sam.gov. This is where these government agencies tend to post their contracts for people if they're interested. So yes, this is straight from the government website, and it's Equip Industry Day. And you can see here in the sub tier down there, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, that is DARPA. So they're the ones that put this out, and it has to do with, in the description, the DARPA Biological Technologies Office is sponsoring an industry day to provide information to potential purchasers on the objectives of an anticipated program solicitation for the establishing qualification process for agile pharmaceutical manufacturing. That's right. That's Equip a Farm or Pharma program. And as you can see, it's going to be taking place January 8th of 2024. This is never good. This is never good. So let's keep going. They've got the document on there on the sam.gov website so we can get a better idea. There's really not much description when it comes to this Equip a Pharma program. They don't give us much, which tells me that there's a lot that they want to keep hidden, which is never good for us peons and peasants down here. But this is the special notice DARPA SN 2412, establishing qualification process for agile pharmaceutical manufacturing, Equipa Pharma Industry Day. And it goes on to say the defense, or DARPA, just to make it easy, Biological Technologies Office is sponsoring the Industry Day, which we just read and we just got from the front page. And if we go down, it says the goals of the Equipa Pharma Industry Day are to, one, introduce the research community, industry, academia, and government to the Equipa Pharma program vision and goals. Two, explain the mechanics of the DARPA program and the milestones of this particular effort. And three, encourage and promote teaming arrangements along potential organizations that have the relevant expertise, facilities, and capabilities for executing a research and development program responsive to the Equipa Pharma program goals. I clipped out one last thing that I thought was interesting. Program objective and description. Agile pharmaceutical manufacturing refers to a suite of chemical synthesis hardware and software that can be rapidly reconfigured or reprogrammed to produce finished drug products from widely available starting chemicals, commodity chemicals, or precursors via Equipa Pharma, DARPA, in collaboration with the Administration of Strategic Preparedness and Response, which is ASPR, which is Division in Health and Human Services, HHS, aims to explore innovative approaches to demonstrate a real-time digital regulatory approval framework for multiple finished drug products produced from widely available precursors on a single reprogrammable hardware platform. So they don't give us much. We get an idea of what's involved and who's involved. Obviously, we don't have very good, reputable names here. Just going by track record. But this has to do with what apparently seems to be creating software and hardware that can be quickly reprogrammable for whatever chemical synthesis comes in from these pharmaceutical companies. It sounds like a medical printer or a medicine printer type of deal. We've talked about how this is becoming the new thing, especially when it comes to vitamins, if you catch my drift. And people even like CureVac teamed up with Elon Musk's Tesla in order to help produce vitamin printers. Basically, CureVac is a printer, and they teamed up with Elon Musk to print vitamins and to increase that exponentially. That's one thing that people don't know about when it comes to that. That was also funded by some interesting people as well, but we're not here to talk about that. But it seems like they're trying to increase their rapidness, their rapid response in this situation. Now, 2024 is coming up. Things are going to be happening. We understand the Bible talks about how there's going to be pestilence and disease and a lot of these things coming. Will that come in 2024? We don't know. We have absolutely no idea. If anybody sits there and says, I know that this is going to happen this year, don't even listen to them, because they're just making stuff up. They're throwing a dart at the dartboard hoping to get it right. We have no idea what 2024 is going to hold. But we understand trends, we understand what's been done in the past, and we understand what the Bible tells us is going to happen in the future. So eventually something like this is going to happen. So this should be no surprise, but we're seeing they are preparing for this right now. So we read through that, and one of the things that I pointed out was ASPR. And so a partner in with this, with DARPA, is ASPR, and it's their Administration of Strategic Preparedness and Response. So if we go straight to ASPR's website, again, everything that I'm getting is straight from the horse's mouth, straight from government entities and everything. So no worries there. It says ASPR Program Offices. This is straight from hhs.gov. ASPR leads the nation's medical and public health preparedness for response to and recovery from disasters and other public health emergencies. ASPR collaborates with hospitals, healthcare coalitions, biotech firms. Oh, that's not good. Community members, state, local, tribal, and territorial governments, and other partners across the country to improve readiness and response capabilities. This is a very important organization that I'm sure that maybe 90% have no idea or has ever heard of them before. But they're big in this, guys. In 2022, Asper was elevated to an operating division within the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, enabling Asper to mobilize a coordinated national response more efficiently and effectively during future disasters and emergencies while equipping us with greater operational capabilities. Today, Asper is leading more high consequence, no fail missions than ever before. No fail missions. Warning shot right there. We continue to evolve to be even better prepared to address future health threats and protect national health security. Eek. Now, we've talked about in the future, or we haven't talked about in the future. That would be a little weird. We've talked about in the past about how they are, got to censor myself, how they are talking about how they're preparing for what they believe to be upcoming new biological threats, whatever those may be. We don't know. We don't know if they're going to happen, right? But they've talked about how they're working ever so studiously to make sure that they are prepared for such events. And this is leading straight into that. Now, one of the groups that is connected, they're an inner department of Asper, is BARDA. Now, BARDA is interesting. Let's take a look. This is straight from hhs.gov, Asper's website as well. BARDA is Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority. That's right. Offshoot of DARPA, as you can tell. The Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, BARDA, provides an integrated, systematic approach to the development of the necessary vitamins, drugs, therapies, and diagnostic tools for public health medical emergencies, such as chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear CBRN accidents, incidents, and attacks, pandemic influenza, and emerging infectious disease. Together with its industry partners, BARDA promotes the advanced development of medical countermeasures to protect Americans and respond to 21st century health security threats. Oh, they just care so much about us and our health and the public and us useless eaters and everything. They just care so much about us, and they're working so hard to protect us from these things. Now, BARDA is interesting because if you look at their website, you can take a look at their portfolio and who they work with, who they're connected to, and who they have partnered with on this. So if we take a look at BARDA's portfolio. Yep. Straight from the website, government website. It says BARDA, you might not be able to read it. It's a little small. I'll read it for you. It says BARDA has a proven track record of responding to pandemics and developing life-saving medical countermeasures. We have rapidly executed new partnerships and built a robust 2020 portfolio because Americans deserve to have safe, effective medical products. Now, there's like 140 something boxes on their portfolio with many different names. I just chose a few that I thought were quite interesting that I'm sure you'll recognize. You got Moderna, AstraZeneca, Merck, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Pfizer, Novavax, American Red Cross, United Kingdom Health Security Agency, and Ver Biotechnology Incorporated. Like I said, there's a ton more on there, but I just thought these would be the interesting ones. Now, it's no surprise when you have DARPA connected to ASPR, which is connected to BARDA, which is connected to these groups, specifically Moderna, because DARPA was one of the main players in funding Moderna back in 2013 on a lot of different things. And so if we go straight to Moderna's website, this is straight off of Moderna's website, you'll see this was announced on October 2nd, 2013. DARPA awards Moderna Therapeutics a grant for up to $25 million to develop messenger therapeutics. We'll just go with that. And there's no surprise, there's no shock by that. Now, there's some backstory and stuff on about that as well as another funding that came from DARPA and some protocols and stuff. We're not going to get into that. I don't think it's really necessary, but it just goes to show that DARPA really likes working with Moderna. Now, when it comes to partnerships with Moderna, we understand DARPA. We got that. Who are some of the other ones that are connected to Moderna as well? Strategic collaborators. Collaboration is an integral part of our success. Our alliances with pharmaceuticals and biotech companies, government organizations, foundations, and research institutes are helping to advance the development of medicines. Big one right off of that, BARDA. There it is. Boom. So we've got the connection there. We also see AstraZeneca works with Moderna. We also see Merck works with Moderna. We also see Vertex works with Moderna. We see DARPA. And of course, we see Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's one big club, and you're not in it. But when it comes to getting things done, friends tend to work with friends, especially when it comes to DARPA. DARPA is one of the most sinister, one of the most evil groups out there. They've developed many different things, whether it comes from internet to social media to the military complex to pharmaceutical complex to anything in between, other technologies, and so much more. And they've continued to work on projects, most of which, honestly, we have not seen. We have no idea. And if we had an idea, we would probably think that that's just some crazy story that came from a movie script that's being worked on for Hollywood, because they have been working on technology that reaches down into literally the pits of hell to draw this information out. They are very demonic in what they do. There's other programs out there like CERN and HARP and a bunch of other ones that have drawn straight from demons. They've been instructed by demons on this new technology, whether it's actual like electrical technology or pharmaceutical technology, or again, things that I'm sure that we just don't have a clue about. But right now, we've got the teaming up of people that can make pharmaceutical things happen, preparing for 2024. Now, do we know what's going to happen in 2024? We do not. We do not have any idea what's going to happen. So, I'm not just going to leave you with that. What I'm going to tell you is, for those who have Jesus, we got nothing to worry about. Whatever comes our way, whatever gets thrown our way, we have nothing to worry about. We have Jesus, and he tells us that as the darkness continues to seep into this world, look up, be encouraged, and edify each other, because that means our blessed hope draws that much quicker. Don't be afraid of things like this. Be aware. Use them however you see fit as a witnessing tool. Never fear. Look up. Be encouraged. Because the more we see this progress, closer we are to escaping this earth. I'm going to leave you guys right here. Peace out. Maranatha.